Men rarely come out and say the words, "I'm falling out of love." Instead, they pull away in silence. Their words stay polite, their replies still come through, but the emotional warmth, it just slowly fades away. It leaves you overthinking, rereading old text messages, and wondering, is he just stressed? Or is he quietly losing interest? If you've been feeling an unspoken distance between you and him lately, you're not imagining it. Today, we're breaking down 5 subtle psychological signs that a man is quietly detaching from a relationship, and what each sign actually means for your connection. Let's start with sign number 1. Communication without engagement. When a man starts losing interest, he doesn't always stop texting you overnight. In fact, he might still reply to your messages and answer your calls. But if you pay attention, the depth of those interactions has completely shifted. Notice his effort or his replies turning into dry, one-word answers. Does he stop asking you questions about your day? When a man is deeply invested in you, he wants to know your thoughts, your small daily wins, and what's on your mind. But when he begins to detach, texting becomes a routine task rather than something he looks forward to. You're no longer having a conversation, you're just exchanging updates. If it feels like you're carrying 90% of the conversation just to keep it alive, he's already stepping back. Sign number 2. He constantly hides behind excuses. Work is busy. Work is busy. He's tired. He has hobbies to catch up on. Look, life does get hectic, and everyone goes through stressful seasons. But there's a distinct difference between a man who is genuinely busy and a man who is using busyness as a shield. When a man truly loves you, stress makes him want to lean into you for comfort. But when he's losing interest, he uses stress as a convenient excuse to create emotional and physical space. Notice the pattern. Does he stop making alternative plans? When someone genuine misses a date because of work, they'll usually say, "I'm so sorry. I can't make it tonight, but let's definitely do dinner this Friday instead." If his excuses lack any effort to reschedule, it means spending time with you has moved from his priority list to his obligation list. Sign number 3 might surprise you. An unnerving lack of disagreement. Many people think that lots of fighting is the ultimate sign a relationship is ending. But in psychology, the opposite of love isn't hate or anger, it's indifference. When a man is fully invested in a future with you, he will fight for the relationship. He will voice his frustration, address misunderstandings, and work through disagreements because he cares about fixing things. However, when he's quietly checking out, he simply stops caring enough to argue. You might bring up something that bothers you, and instead of engaging, he just says, "Whatever you want," or "if you say so." It might look like peace on the surface, but it's actually emotional surrender. He's no longer trying to build a bridge with you. He's just waiting for the connection to fade. Sign number 4. Affection becomes mechanical. Physical touch is one of the quickest ways to gauge emotional intimacy. When a man is pulling away emotionally, his physical affection changes dramatically. He might still hug you goodbye or give you a quick kiss, but it feels like habit rather than passion. The lingering touches, the spontaneous hugs from behind, holding your hand while walking, or simply making warm eye contact across the room, these subtle micro-expressions start to disappear. Pay close attention to eye contact. Eye contact requires vulnerability. When a man feels guilty about pulling away or no longer feels that deep connection, he will subconsciously avoid looking directly into your eyes for extended periods. If intimacy feels like an item, he's just ticking off a checklist. His heart is likely somewhere else. And finally, sign number 5, the most telling sign of all. You are no longer in his future picture. Pay attention to how he talks about upcoming events, whether it's a concert next month, a holiday trip, or long-term career moves, in the early stages, or when he's deeply in love. His language naturally includes the word we should go there this summer, or we need to try that new place. When he quietly loses interest, his language subtle shifts back to I. He talks about his upcoming plans, his goals, and his weekends, as if he's single again. If you ask him about plans a few weeks from now and he gives evasive answers like, "Let's just see when we get there," it's often because he isn't sure if he wants you in his life by then. A man who sees a future with you will make sure you're written into it. If you recognize 2 or 3 of these signs in your relationship, take a deep breath. First, don't panic or start chasing him harder. Chasing a man who is pulling away usually causes him to retreat even faster. Instead, step back. Focus on your own life, your peace, and your Sometimes giving him space will make him realize what he's about to lose. But more importantly, taking your power back reminds you that you deserve someone who chooses you enthusiastically every single day, not someone you have to convince to stay. Have you ever experienced any of these signs before? How did you handle it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one.